so we're gonna try this as a voiceover because it was like 30 minutes long and nobody wants to watch that for 30 minutes. Anyways, this is a page I did in my fauxbonichi journal with distress oxides. I had originally, first I had sprayed the entire page with Krylon matte finish. I've talked about that in the past and I have posts on it and that kind of stuff. I have had some questions about the low odor version of it. Don't use that one. It doesn't work. It's why I don't recommend it. It's why I only talk about the matte finish one. It doesn't work. There's no shortcut and the low odor one still stinks. So, but I sprayed the entire page with the Krylon matte finish and let it dry. And once it was dry, I put down Post-it tape. You can use Scotch tape, painter's tape. You can use whatever you want to use, excuse me, for making your stripes. It just needs to stick, but not too sticky. This is thin journal weight paper, so you don't want it to not come off either. But then I went in with wilted violet, worn lipstick, and what is that? Broken China. Distress oxide inks. You could use distress inks instead of the oxides, would work just fine with this, but I'm in love with my oxides right now. But I did a whole bunch of blending across the page. You do it in layers, and once it's done blending in layers, I sprayed it with a spray bottle and then dry it with a towel. I never let anything soak into these pages. They are like copy paper thickness, and so it will bleed through eventually if you let too much water sit on it. Alright, I don't know where I was going with this design. I had seen a stripe thing on Pinterest. This had no look-like value to it, but I just wanted to try to get as much stuff on the lines so that they were really stark against the white when I pulled the tape off. So I pulled out some stamps I got off AliExpress, and I'm going to stamp with the same colors because I want it to all stay the same colors, but I want contrast. And so I use several different stamps, and I usually about now panic that I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't too much, and then okay, keep going, but I always freak out because I'm not real artistic in the sense that it's not easy for me, it's not free-flowing for me. You cannot believe the conversation that it takes in my head to make these pages happen, and so it's really hard to just breathe and just put the stuff on the page. So I thought, worst case scenario, it's going to look better when you pull the tape off, right? So you just keep going. So I picked just 3 different stamps so that they wouldn't get too busy in the lines, and I stamped them, if like a pink over the blue and a blue over the purple and the purple over the pink, so that they kind of had some contrast, but not too much contrast. And then once I was done with all of the stamping was standing out way too much for my taste, if you will. So I sprayed it once again with, here I am going to put a little bit more ink because I needed more, right? Now I had these 2 bare spots. But anyways, it's really stark ink. In my opinion, it looks like it's really, really standing out. After I took the tape off, I realized it probably wasn't that bad, but you know how you kind of freak out. I'm not a mixed media person. I'm trying though. Anyway, so once I got all the stamping done, I dried it off a little bit, and then I thought, no, it's too stark, so I'm spraying it with water and then putting a towel over it again to dry it up a little bit. And see how it just kind of sets it back? And then I had seen on a YouTube video somebody pulling color off with stencils. I regretted this the second I did it. It looks okay once I pulled the tape off, but I was like, oh no, this is not what I wanted it to look like. And it was wet and juicy and icky, and I don't like it, but it looks really good once I pull the tape off. So if you do something like this, just keep going. Just keep going. And anyways, so that wasn't enough. No, it's not enough. So I went and got some water, and we're going to do some splashing because spritz, 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 splash, 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 and little dots make everything come together, right? I had debated about adding maybe some black or white here, but I thought, no, I'm going to stick with these 3 colors. I'm not going to change it. And I love doing this, but oh my God, it goes everywhere. I need to get like a little box or something like that, but I have the attention span of a 2-year-old and it probably wouldn't even make it in the box. But pretty much everything on my desk is now purple, pink, and blue. But that's all right, right? Anyways, all right, I give it up. I'm done here. I let it go. So I got to dry it because it's Post-it note tape. And all of a sudden my brain said, I wonder if that yellow will bleed. Great time to think about it now. But anyways, after some drying, and it's not totally dry. The paper's really wet and that kind of stuff. I realized maybe a little edging because more is more. And I wanted to just kind of give it so it didn't drop off on the edge. I didn't know if it would or not, but that's my inclination. And then once that was all done, back to heat drying it. And again, this is still wet. You're just kind of taking away the dampness, if you will. And it worked. I think it, ta-da, the reveal. I think it turned out okay. And it was fun and it was different. And it gave me more room than I thought to journal and that kind of stuff. And yeah, anyways, I hope you got some inspiration. Wow, what a video. Up is coming is a finished shot of it, up close shot of it, and also a shot of what my journal page looked like when it was done. If you are a fauxbonichi, come join us. Talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.